Hi, my name is Giovanni Mora, and this is my escape project called Echoes in the Dark. It's a point and click adventure game. Now, I'm going to go over what's changed since the proofs of concept. Since then, I've added 5 interactable objects, each with its own interactable text. 2 are collectible objects, 1 is a locked object until certain conditions are met. I've also put in a simple inventory system that updates on the screen when items are collected. And I created a simple puzzle logic flow where players follow clues in a specific order to unlock the final safe. Here we are in my escape project, and we will now explore the room. So here, as you can see, there's a safe which is locked, and I don't have the correct item to unlock it yet. It says I need a passcode. So we keep exploring the room, and if we come over here, here's the sticky notes, which should be, I hopefully is like the first thing that the player sees. Is they come over here, they click on the sticky note. The sticky note says to check on the file to the left there and listen to the voicemails. So that points to the player that they should check out this file right here. So they go ahead and click on that. We collect it. It says we collected the file, and the file contains a list of names and locations. So now that we've done that, here you can see that in the inventory I have the file, so that the UI has updated. Now, now since we come over here, it says to check on the files, and over here is a phone-looking thing. It's an answering machine, and so once the player clicks on that, it's the dialogue object. So once you click on that, a voicemail plays. Hey Jack, can I borrow your camera? I know it's important to you, but I'll take good care of it. So this dialogue from the voicemail here hints towards to the player that they should go and interact with the camera that's over here on the shelf. So the player comes over here, click on the camera. The camera is a collectible, and now it's in the inventory. And right over here, what it said was that it's an old camera filled with memories and a passcode. So in the camera, there is an image of a passcode, and that passcode is what we needed to unlock the safe. So if we come over here, now that I have the camera in my inventory, click on the safe, boom. Inside was a detective's journal, and it then added the journal to the inventory. And then, as you can see, it did update with a congrats, you found your next lead, end of the first playable. That is the end of this demo. Next, talk about the interactable objects in the inventory system. So, as I said, I have 5 interactable objects. It was the sticky note on the case board. It's an examinable. It tells the player to check the answering machine, collect the file. Second is the file, which is a collectible, contains information of locations and people. Third is the answering machine. It's the dialogue that hints the player to if they should interact with the camera. Fourth is the camera. That is the key piece of the puzzle. It is what is needed to unlock the safe because it has the passcode. And fifth is the safe. The safe is the main objective. It is what needs to be unlocked in order for the puzzle to be complete. And then adds a journal to the inventory for story purposes. So as you can see here, here's a screenshot of an old camera was added, and also the file was added. And here's the inventory, the file and the camera are now in inventory, and here's the data table that I have for those objects. Also, there was the journal. Next, the implementation, puzzle implementation was so the player explores the room. They click on a few objects. They click on something. Hopefully, they see the safe right here. Notice the safe is locked and needs a passcode. So after fuzzling the puzzle logic, the player then finally gets to the camera, and the camera then tells the player that it has a passcode. So once they do that, they go back to the safe, and boom, congrats, you found your next lead and the first playable. Gives him information that it was the journal, the detective's journal, and his final notes. I added the journal into the inventory, and that is the end of that. finally for my milestone, I've realized that it's actually been a lot harder than I expected. Lots of trial and error, just figuring out why certain actions weren't working and just what went wrong in the code. So looking into that just to find solutions. And even though it's been tough, I've actually been enjoying learning how everything works and how piecing, the stuff together. And as I occasionally have ideas of just like wanting to add more than what is required for that, but I hold off. And I do have moments where I do consider changing things or maybe restarting or um, just just completely changing what I have. But I don't necessarily have the time to do that. So I'm just sticking with what I have currently right now, and hopefully by the end of that, it will be something that I'm proud of, and I can look back on this project as a solid first step. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation.